hold on. Wait, hold on.
Oh,
Hold on. My Wi-Fi is fucking
your
shit.
audio keeps cutting out too now. No.
Everyone's connection is very
It's
bad.
not letting me get in the game. It's so bad.
Hello.
I will, Daryl, I will bring you up, but I'm putting you back down before the session starts. Can you DM?
Ooh, we get
Can
to
you
hear from
respond
the
to
AG.
DMs?
The Og.
I don't really know if a public forum is really the best place to talk about this, but we can if you want.
No. I just want to read this shit, bro. The Burry Burry is a sequence of expressive physical
No, I
movements.
already read it. I'm not interested in giving him any more attention than he's already gotten by filing that. All right.
Plaintiff continued performing the Burry Burry for several minutes while stating in game that he was displeased with the Senate. After
I would
several minutes of performing the dance,
Mr.
a senator
President, take
moved
him
that the
down.
plaintiff be held in contempt for his disruptive behavior. Is this seriously a lawsuit?
Yeah.
I would like to state that this is a sitting judge, and this is
All right.
not
Enough. I don't know who's muting Daryl, but that wasn't called for.
This seriously a lawsuit over twerking on the Senate floor, bro? Be for real.
No, it's a lawsuit because we held him in contempt.
He's also being very annoying.
scary but true.
One of his
Someone-
arguments is that him twerking is a violation of freedom of expression.
No, that's not his key argument. That's mostly superfluous. If you read a little bit carefully,
I know.
you'll see
I'm
that
reading it.
I hate you guys.
Large. I
honestly.
understand what the core argument is. I'm just being very exaggerated right now, just because I think this shit's funny.
That could glitch in.
So one of these days,
I'm
I'm just
pulling
gonna
the
turn.
sections I think.
One
are
of
the
these
most-
days, I'm gonna turn my mic up all the way until so that anytime I talk, I'm deafeningly loud. How about that?
Well, Large, you just gotta give yourself priority speaker, man. I'd like fix all your problems.
Did the sergeant at arms book him or no?
I don't know.
Son of a bitch.
No.
It not working for you, Eddie?
I think I finally
just
got it
left.
fixed. Just give me a sec.
Nope, you
Alright.
just left.
God damn it.
You in
My
Bangladesh?
name Rick.
No, I'm in the fucking Everglades. That's what it is.
Dude.
All
Okay,
right.
Peep.
That's what happens when you live in a fucking
old
swamp.
Peep, are you hearing me right now?
He's in the thing, yes.
Don't. We just got added to a group chat. Don't say anything in the group chat, please.
Ruh-roh.
I'm not
Can
going
somebody
to.
add
either.
me and I'll spam the N-word?
Nope.
Wow.
That
Can't
is
believe a
true.
sitting senator would say that. How dare he?
Daryl, I don't really understand what that's going to lead to because I can't compel the Senate to do shit.
No need to yell at me, bro.
I know I'm not yelling at you. All I'm telling you is
Power
like
is large
if you
and
agree
policy.
in mediation that the Senate will X, Y, or Z, the Senate is totally at liberty to just not do it.
What if I say I want to do it?
Well, that's one
Are
down,
you-
6 to go.
Mediation for impeachment?
No.
Oh.
It's unrelated.
It's just not about impeachment.
Does someone want to disclose?
This is about
Just-
Chen doing the Burry Burry and then being held in contempt.
Oh.
Okay. Order. The Senate will come to order.
Who's united?
I will now
There.
begin the call of the roll. Actually, the secretary is not here, so I will call the roll. Mr. BR. Not here. Mr. Knott's Feelings. Not here. Mr. Aspen Fun. Not here. Mr. Identix.
Present.
Mr. Simply BTZ.
Here.
Mr. Poseidon.
Here.
Mr. United.
Here.
Uh-oh.
Order.
That's not good.
A quorum is present. I will now proceed to read any communications directed to the Senate from the governor, judiciary, members of the cabinet, or other department heads. There are none. We come now to the approval of the journal. We did not. Although we did sit last night for I guess 30 seconds, there was no journal produced, and the previous journal to that date has already been approved. Order. We come now to reports of committees. There's one committee chair here, Poseidon, who's the chair of the Government Affairs Committee. He may rise if he so wishes to give any report on publication or findings of committees. Does he
Will
have
not be
anything?
rising.
Thank you. Order. We come now to the morning hour debates. 15 minutes. Honorable members can speak on whatever they wish, or we can motion to move into legislative or skip it, whatever members wish to do. I'll call the first person that rises. Mr. Simply.
I would just like to commemorate the honorable gentleman from um somewhere,
Milton West.
Milton West, because of his
Order. Can I say to the order? I'm sorry to interrupt the honorable gentleman member for Palmer North, but he really shouldn't cross the chamber like that. If he could stay at his podium or on the floor like that, that would be appreciated. Simply BTC.
I'd like to commemorate him for his representation of the Make-A-Wish Foundation. I think it's very very moving. That's all.
Thank you. "14 minutes, 23 seconds. Or we can entertain a motion to move on. Remember, I can't do this. You guys have to. Simply BTZ.
I move that we go to legislative business.
Is there a second?
I second, Mr. President.
Not cool. Without objection, we should move to legislative business. Simply BTZ.
I move that we bring Bill 4 to the floor.
Is there a
I
second?
second, Mr. President.
Without objection.
Hey, what the fuck?
Order. Can I say to the honorable member Phil Miltonese that if he's going to continue talking like that, he may find it very difficult to get the attention of the chair. Without objection.
Fine.
Order. The question is Bill 4, the Milton University Establishment Act of 2026. This is a bill to establish the Milton University as a public state-controlled institution of higher education located in Milton, define its governance powers and operational authority, and provide for security, transparency, oversight, emergency authority, and structured onboarding resources to support new players and integrate them into the state. Mr. Simply BTZ.
I think we should pass this bill. If you guys have any questions, I would love to hear them. But otherwise, I think it's a good time to pass this and get the ball moving.
Thank you. Before I call Mr. United, I remind members to address the chair, please. United GPT.
Mr. President, I'm going to speak in favor of this bill. I think it's a really good bill and that we should pass it. And yeah.
Mr. President,
Identics.
I'm going to speak against this bill for the sole purpose that if we are going to establish a school system, our school system should start in Sterling with the Sterling High School that has been constantly underfunded and disregarded, because we have senators like the honorable Senate leader Knott's feelings, who is very, very uneducated, and this is because the Sterling Heights High School is horrible. It has a graduation rate of 0.5. Do you know how hard that is?
That's what she said.
Order.
Jump over there and kill you. Anyways.
Order. Absolutely not. Order. Can I say two things to the honorable gentleman, the member from Milton East? Number one, he shouldn't direct questions to the chair during his statement, which he did twice. And number three, if he's going to make death threats to other members on the floor,
rhetorical question.
he's going to be in real trouble very soon. Thank you. Simply BTZ.
It was a rhetorical question, Mr. President.
I would really like the honorable gentleman to take note that this university would directly improve his constituency. So I strongly advise that he support this over the Sterling Heights High School because the senator from Sterling Heights, or the honorable gentleman from Sterling Heights rather, could propose that if he saw fit.
Uh,
I'd like to
United
remind the honorable
order.
gentleman,
I didn't call
Mr.
the honorable
President.
gentleman. Resume it.
I
He'll resume his seat. Completely unparliamentary. Order. Mr. United, I will come to you briefly, but I do want to hear an opposing argument. I know that you support the bill. I will invite you to speak after. Mr. Dentix.
before I was so rudely interrupted.
The honorable gentleman is pushing his luck today.
How can you not staff? How can you have a school, a university, and have it benefit my constituents when there are no enrollees into the school because there are no high school graduates to attend the college? We have to, if we're going to create a school system, it has to start with the high schools. There is no high school in Milton. The only high school is in Sterling. I I just don't think I just don't see the purpose of this if we're not going to fund high school first. I yield.
Can I say to the honorable gentleman from Milton West, I do not have any funding plans for schools, and he should quit asking me questions in this debate because I don't have any
They are
intention of.
rhetorical, Mr.
It doesn't
President.
matter. It's unparliamentary to direct statements to other members on the floor. When you're speaking to me. So you would say, can I ask the member how he is planning to fund the schools? That's how you properly say that. Okay? Since a question was directed to Simply BTZ, I'm going to call him, but I then promised I would come to United. Simply BTZ.
I'd just like to ask
Okay, thank you.
the honorable gentleman,
Sorry.
if that's the case, then wouldn't we need a elementary school and a middle school and maybe even a kindergarten and preschool to facilitate that requirement of, I guess, starting from beginning and then going up? I feel like most members of the community uh, are at least in or enrolled in high
I'm
school
sorry.
already, so I don't think that a high school education would be necessary to enroll into the university.
Identics.
I'd like to remind the honorable gentleman from where is he? What's his constituency? Palmer
Palmer
North.
North, but you don't have to say that if you don't really want to.
Okay. All right. I would like to remind the honorable gentleman that the Sterling Heights High School is a K through 12 institution. Those exist, by the way. So that's when I'm referring to Sterling Heights High School. I am referring to Sterling Heights K through 12. I yield.
Simply BTZ.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd just like to remind the honorable gentleman that um, if it was a K through 12 school, he should refer to it as, or sorry, the honorable gentleman should refer to it as.
That's fine. You said he, which is perfectly fine.
I didn't want to assume, but the honorable gentleman should refer to it as the Sterling Heights School District, not high school, because high school usually means grades 9 through 12. But yes, I do understand that K through 12 schools exist. I went to one, or I go to one.
Makes sense. Never mind.
Order.
I apologize.
Thank you. Any further items of debate?
I heard United
United
Poseidon
GPT.
say something.
Poseidon hasn't stood up yet. If he wishes to speak, he should stand and let me know that he wants to.
Mr. President.
Sure.
I yield.
Very well. I'm grateful. I'm grateful to the honorable gentleman, but he stood several times, and then I said I would call him, and then he said he didn't need the floor, and then I called him, and he stood up anyway. I'm greatly confused by the honorable gentleman, but I appreciate his candor. I call Mr. Poseidon.
Thank you, Mr. President. Let's see. I thank the honorable gentleman from I think it was Milton East for saying my name. I did not have anything too major to input on this. I think it would be a good idea though, because it'd be a whole lot of fun to see how this plays out if it's actually implemented. That's all. Thank you, Mr. United.
Can I thank the honorable gentleman from Palmer South for his contribution, but can I also comment him on his suit today? I think it's quite excellent. And I would say to the honorable gentleman that he serves as an example for proper dress in this house. Mr. Dentix.
Mr. President, would you say that he serves cunt?
Order. The honorable gentleman will withdraw that word immediately. Mr. Dentix, I'll give you one opportunity. Withdraw that word now.
Sorry, I withdraw.
Thank you.
All right.
Mr. Dentix.
I would like to direct this question to the, not the question, is the statement to the senator for Palmer North. I would support this bill if there were an amendment to it, establishing a statewide education system, including the District of Sterling, into this bill, and instead of establishing Milton University, establish the education system from K through college and all postgraduate degrees. I yield.
Simply BTZ.
I would invite the honorable gentleman to possibly write a new bill that would be inclusive of education that would take place prior to the university. However, I don't think amending the university bill would serve much of a very good purpose because it would add a bunch of unnecessary stuff to that bill that doesn't need to be there. I think we could solve your problem by making a new bill and passing that.
Anything further? United.
Mr. President, I yield. Never mind.
Yes. Obviously. Simply BTZ.
I move that we vote on Bill 4.
Is there a second?
Second.
Order. The question is as on the Trello for bill number 4. I will call the roll on the question. And I have to... The chair was unprepared. The chair... I'm sorry. Mr. Dentix.
Yes.
I've called the roll on the question. Mr. Dentix.
Oh. Aye.
You? Mr. Poseidon.
Aye.
Mr. United.
Abstain.
You've always got to be different, don't you? Simply.
Aye.
Order. Can I say to the can I just briefly say to the honorable gentleman, the member from Milton West, that he is the king in this house of being in favor of something and then voting against it. I'm not sure why he persists in doing that.
What?
It's always
Point of order,
it's always
Mr. President.
wonderful.
I don't.
I don't know what basis you have for raising it because nothing I said is unparliamentary and nothing I said is wrong.
I would just like to make a point of order, though, if I could.
Order. The ayes are 3. The nays are 0. The abstains are 0. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. Point of order, Mr. Simply BTZ.
I don't believe that an abstain is counted as a nay, is it?
It was. It doesn't matter because. No, it didn't. No,
Dun,
it's
dun.
no, it's not. I'm simply making a joke about the honorable gentleman, the member from Milton West, because of his consistently demonstrated pattern in this house of being fervently in favor of things and then voting a different way. He tends to do that a lot, and I simply think it is funny. That's all I was trying to say. Simply.
I move that we bring Resolution 5 to the floor.
Resolution 5. Is there a second?
Second.
Order. The question is the impeachment of the Attorney General Daryl Powell. I remind honorable members that we can only debate this topic. We cannot move the question. I'll call the first person that stands, since there's no sponsor for this bill, or for this resolution, excuse me. Simply BTZ.
I move that we hear a statement and then questions from the Attorney General.
Is there a second?
Second.
And before we proceed, I apologize. Can I just ask the honorable gentleman member for Palmer North, is he requesting a sworn statement or simply just a question period? Mr. Simply BTZ.
I'm just requesting a question period. I don't
Very
know
well. Okay.
if
Thank
we
you.
can do a sworn statement because we're not in the committee of the whole.
We can do a sworn statement. That's fine. I'm just asking if the honorable gentleman is asking for one or not. And it seems like he's not. Is that correct?
I'm not. You're correct.
Okay. Thank you. Order. The question is that the Attorney General should be invited for a statement and for a question period. As many as are of that opinion say aye.
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 The country no.
Nay.
I think the ayes have it. The
Nay.
ayes have it.
We heard you, bitch.
Thank you, Mr. Attorney General. Are you going to be joining us in game or just the?
Just voice chat.
Very well. Order. Statement. The Attorney General.
I already delivered a statement to the Senate. Am I being asked to deliver another statement about the same thing?
You were invited. You don't have to, but you were invited to. If you don't want to, you can just not.
I prefer
just
not
use-
saying the same thing twice, if that's okay.
Okay.
You can always just
Then
yield
let the
his time
record
to
show
me,
that.
Mr. President.
Order. Then let the record show that you're sitting down. Order. Questions to the Attorney General. Simply BTZ.
Mr. Attorney General, what are you currently doing to improve the Department of Justice in light of these articles of impeachment introduced against you? How are you trying to save face, I guess, and fix the department as it stands?
Attorney General.
What the hell is that?
Can the gentleman repeat his question? The Wi-Fi had made him sound like a motorcycle.
Simply BTZ.
So basically I asked, what are you doing right now to improve the Department of Justice in light of these allegations and articles of impeachment? And I guess how are you trying to save face and improve your image as, Attorney General?
Yes.
Attorney
So
General.
we've established a much more clear structure as far as chain of command within the Department of Justice. In the past, I admit that a large contributor to the Tim Coulter nominations was a lack of structure in hiring and vetting within the department, and we're working to fix that. We have since appointed a new HR staffer this week who is making sure to vet all candidates by asking for writing samples in addition to bar certifications and previous cases that attorneys have argued in to verify competency. In addition, I've directed my Deputy Attorney General to work with our Assistant Attorney Generals on verifying the competency of their staff by and through assigning test cases. And by test cases, I mean cases that should be open and closed, and asking them to write up a court filing for it, but not filing it themselves. Instead, waiting for approval from the Assistant Attorney General to review it, and then they submit it. And so this new structure within the Department of Justice will avoid decisions being made in the moments and allowing us to sit down and think about what we're really putting out to the public. In addition, I am also holding regular media hours with members of the press that are licensed by the Department of Commerce on a weekly basis. I was supposed to hold one this week, however, in complete honesty and fairness, my thesis is due this week, and so I did not have enough time to hold the session this week, but I will be holding it next week, possibly on Monday. The exact date will be announced sometime over the weekend once I have more of an understanding of my workload this upcoming week.
Thank you. Simply BTZ.
Could you explain the process for how you guys vetted and I guess hired the Deputy Solicitor General, Notable Blunts, I believe their name is. Um, just I guess
Notable
walk
Blunts is not Deputy Attorney
Ordered.
General.
Ordered. Mr. Attorney
Assistant
General.
Solicitor
Please,
General.
please,
Sorry.
order. Mr. Attorney General, if you will allow the honorable gentleman to finish his statement, I will call you when he's done. Simply BTZ.
I just noticed like his conduct in some of the court cases, and I was wondering, I guess, how you guys vetted and then decided to pick him to fill that position.
Attorney General.
Notable Blunts is not Deputy Attorney General. If I remember correctly, I believe they are an Assistant Solicitor General. Or sorry, they're not Deputy Solicitor General. They're an Assistant Solicitor General. They were selected by Brenda Popplewell before I was Attorney General. However, coming into the Attorney General's position, I kept Notable Blunts on staff because we verified that they are in fact a law student in real life and that they do bring a lot of valuable experience and knowledge behind the scenes. I will admit that their conduct in the court is not acceptable, and we've talked to them, both at the request of Judge Chen and also just myself, about not trolling in the courts. Because they're a real life law student, they don't really take Ridgeway as seriously as other people do, and so sometimes they'll troll or ingest. But everybody in the legal community knows Notable Blunts and how they argue their cases. The current case that Notable Blunts has control over, I gave Notable Blunts a deadline next week to have a serious filing, and if they don't, then I'll reassign it to another Assistant Solicitor General.
Thank you. Other members? No, simply.
Can you explain how you're supporting new people that are trying to join the legal community? And if so, can you kind of give light on how responsive you are to, I guess, messages sent to you from aspiring attorneys or people trying to join the legal community or new people to the community who have obtained a bar cert?
Attorney
Yes,
General.
of course. I have directed our Assistant Attorney Generals to pair up attorneys who are on the newer side or less experienced side with more experienced attorneys to make filings alongside a partner attorney. Admittedly, our DOJ staffing is on the lighter side, so we don't have enough availability to pair everyone up. But our Assistant Attorney Generals are making themselves available to answer any questions from our new attorneys.
Dude.
Drop it. Give it to Peep right now.
Drop it.
Ricky, you know the rules. This ain't Noosa. You can't pick up evidence.
Come on, Ricky. Put it down, Ricky.
Peep, get over and search
Ricky.
him, please.
Ricky.
Cold, I'll mute you. Enough of that. Okay. Simply, do you have another question?
Are we back in recess?
Or to order the Senate will come to order. Simply, do you have another question?
No.
Other members? Hearing none. Thank you, Mr. Attorney General. You're dismissed.
Will the Senate be voting on this today? It's
No.
been like a week.
We can't.
Tomorrow.
Okay.
There's not enough of us here, and even if there was, there would have to be 5 of us voting in favor of it to make it happen because it's required that it's 2/3 of the whole. So we have to pretty much. It's going to require a session of all of us.
Okay. Thank you.
Order. We remain in legislative business. The question is Resolution 5. United.
Mr. President, I just want to encourage my colleagues to vote nay for this bill. As a law enforcement officer, I feel like this bill is pretty stupid, but yeah.
What?
Order. Order. If I could remind the honorable gentleman, I said Resolution 5. The question is the impeachment of the Attorney General, Resolution number 5.
Whoops.
Simply.
Sorry.
I move that we bring Bill 5 to the floor.
Is there a second?
Second.
Without objection. The question is the reasonable and prudent Bill 5, the Reasonable and Prudent Driving Act of 2026. This is a bill to abolish fixed speed limits and establish a reasonable and prudent standard for vehicle operation. Mr. Simply BTZ.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just think you guys should vote yes because I mean, the speed limits are a little stupid sometimes, you know? Like we just need to be able to drive around a little quicker. That's all.
United.
Mr. President, I just want to encourage my colleagues to vote nay for this bill. I think it's stupid. As a law enforcement officer, it will take away much of our...
Order. I apologize for interrupting the honorable gentleman. Mr. Smashcans, take your seat, please. I think that the honorable gentleman is addressing your concerns. United GPT.
As a law enforcement officer in the traffic unit for RCSO, most of our duties relate to how people drive their cars. So if we take away speeding, that takes away something that we can do as a unit. So I encourage my colleagues to vote nay on this.
Other members? Simply?
I move that we vote on Bill 5.
Is there a second? A second not being heard. The motion fails.
Um,
Simply?
I move that we vote on Bill 5.
Oh my god, I just realized I was muted.
Order.
I'm so sorry.
Order. Can I say to the honorable gentleman? Very well. Is there a second?
I second. I'm so sorry I was muted.
Have to close my mouth here. I was going to ask the two colleagues that haven't risen to give their views, but if they don't wish to, they're not required to. A second being heard. The question is the passage of Bill 5. I will call the roll on the question. Mr. Dentix.
Nay.
Mr. Poseidon.
Nay.
Mr. United.
Nay.
Mr. Simply.
Aye.
Order. The ayes are 1, the nays are 3, the abstains are 0. I think the nays have it. The nays have it. Order. There is. I remind honorable members, there is one more thing there is one more thing on the docket that we have not yet considered, and there are 2 things on the table that we could consider. But we'd have to move to executive business to consider those 2 things as they are nominations. Simply BTZ.
I move that we bring resolution. Actually, no. I withdraw that. Never mind.
Okay. That's fine. Poseidon.
Mr. President, I motion we move to executive business.
Well,
Once
we'll
the
have to survive being attacked first.
chamber is secure again.
I see that just about everybody has died. Don't forget to set your spawns to the Capitol building so that you don't have to drive all the way here from Palmer.
I would like to put it out there that Way Too Cold was the one that killed me.
Rick, I would direct your attention to the Senate group chat on a picture I'm sending.
That's good.
I assume that nothing disorderly has been said?
No.
Okay. Mr. United, take your seat, please.
He's keeping a chair warm.
Yeah.
Take
I'll
your seat.
sniff it.
Take your seat. Take your seats. Simply. Order. Could I ask the honorable gentleman, the member for Palmer South, to repeat his motion, Mr. Poseidon?
Yes, I motion we move to executive business, Mr. President.
Mr. Dent, thank you. Mr. Dentix, respond, please.
I second that.
A second has been heard. Without objection, we'll move to executive business. You know what? Let's just try something. You guys want to try something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first thing on the docket is nomination 7. Order. The question is nomination 7. That's what I'm gonna say. Without objection. Excuse me. My bad.
Don't die, Mr. President.
That is on the table. So the only thing that we would have to, I'll look for. There would have to be a motion to take it from the table if we wanted to consider it. So we'll have to take that. We'll have to do that first. If you guys want to consider it. If not, Mr. Simply.
I just have a point of order. Is there a way that we can get these guys here to tell us about themselves a little bit? Because I don't know who they are.
I'm grateful to the honorable gentleman for his point of order. What I would say to him is the short answer to him is no. There's really no way to compel the nominees to attend or to speak to us. Honorable members and colleagues are of course at their liberty to message those members and request that they come and speak with us, but they're not, unless we're subpoenaing them and we're scheduling a time or whatever, they're not obligated to come to the chamber. That's what I would say to I hope that answers the question of the honorable gentleman. Simply.
I move to take nomination 3 off the table and bring it to the floor.
Is there a second?
Second?
Second is heard. Without objection, we will take nomination 3 from the table and put her to the docket. Mr. Simply.
I would just like to say that I have DM'd this guy 3 times
By
now.
the way, I'm sorry. The question was nomination. So actually, you know what? Never mind. I kind of broke precedent with that. I'm sorry, Mr. Simply. My bad.
Okay. I've DM'd this guy 3 times now to come and talk before us, and he hasn't responded once. This was over a week ago, I believe now. So I don't know if it would be wise of us to put these guys in positions where they're expected to be active and support the judicial community when they can't even respond to a DM within a week. That's all.
Mr. United, did you have a contribution to make?
No, check the group chat.
Very good, Eddie.
any other members wishing to rise in debate or with motions? Simply?
I would just like to correct that, Mr. President. I was looking at the wrong person. This guy did respond to my DM a week ago, that he would be available to answer questions, but it was a little late.
Order.
It was
I'm sorry. Can I ask the honorable gentleman, when he says this guy, who is he talking about?
Mr. Actors.
Okay.
I then DM'd him again, and he did not respond to that one. So, and that was on the 6th of April. The first one was on the 4th of April. So, do with that what you will. I'm all ears to hearing any of your guys' opinions on this guy. I don't really, or Mr. Actors, I don't really know who he is, so it would be unwise for me to vote for him if I don't know about him.
Thank you. Simply?
I moved to table nomination 11.
Did you? There is no nomination 11. Did you mean did the honorable gentleman mean nomination 3?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Order. Is there a second?
Second.
Order. The question is that we shall lay before the table nomination 3 actors to be a magistrate judge of the Superior Court. As many as are of that opinion say aye.
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 Of the country, no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. The secretary shall lay on the table nomination 3. I will do it. Simply.
I move
This
that
is
we
actors?
Yes.
I move that we remove nomination 7 from the table and bring it to the floor.
Is there a second?
Second. Second.
Second is heard. Without objection, we will take nomination 7 from the table. Order. The question is nomination 7, Sing Si, to be the Solicitor General. Simply BTZ.
I would just like to say, as I did before, that this guy has not answered my DMs from the 6th, or no, correction, the 4th of April, asking if he's available, and I again DM'd him on the 6th, and he did not respond to that one either. So I'm gonna vote no, because I don't think that we need any more inactive people in judiciary, and I think it would be wise for the DOJ to find someone who can be on within, what was that, 4 days. I think it's fair that the new Solicitor General should be on at least once within 4 days, or at least answer Discord DM within 4 days.
Simply.
Correction, 6 days.
We're grateful to the honorable gentleman for his correction. Simply again.
I just received a DM from Mr. Chen saying he's not been active for a year. I'd also like to move. Can I do this? Like move while I'm standing here?
Yeah.
Okay. I move to hear a statement from the Deputy Attorney General Azolaz regarding this.
Is there a second?
Second.
We're extraordinarily grateful to the honorable gentleman, the member from Milton West, for his melodic seconding of that motion. Order. The question is that we shall hear a statement and ask questions to the Deputy Attorney General. As many as are of that opinion say aye.
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 Of the country, no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. Order.
Hello.
Mr. Deputy Attorney General, will you be joining us in game?
How big is the server?
Enough.
Probably. There's plenty of room.
Okay.
Yeah. 35.
I can if you'd like.
You don't have to.
That'd be lovely. We'd love to see you.
I'm just kidding. We would
Sure,
love to see
I'll
you.
make an appearance. Why not? However, I'm gonna spawn in
Well, then let's get started while you're on your way over here. Order. Statement. The Deputy Attorney General.
Hello, everybody. Hello, every senator. I come before you to talk about Sing Si's nomination for Solicitor General for this Department of Justice. One second. Um, to Mr. Simply BTZ's claim of him not being responded to within 6 days, I have been in contact with Mr. Singh Singh within the last 2 days, showing that he is an active member, responding to a member of his administration, which he is currently a part of. Mr. Singh Singh has served honorably under me in another rogue community. He was my Solicitor General in Clark County when I was the Attorney General. We won many cases. Furthermore, he was also Attorney General for Clark County before I was. Um, just just expanding his experience within the Roblox community. He's a seasoned litigator within the Ro legal community, and I think this person would be a great fit for this position. Um, just to refute any claims, I'm happy to answer questions. That is my statement.
Thank you. Order. Questions to the Deputy Attorney General. Mr. Simply BTZ.
I would strongly advise you to then, if he is active, tell him to get his shit together, or yeah, business together, and come before this body and uh, make a point on why he's qualified for the position. I don't think it's fair that some people come before us and others don't, just because people say that they're experienced. But if we don't know who they are, or at least I don't know who they are, I don't know how I'm supposed to vote for or against them. Um,
Well,
all I have to go
for
off of currently is his.
Order. Saying that to Zolaz, not you. Continue.
All I have to go off currently is his ignorance of my repeated requests for him to come appear before us so I can get a better idea of who he is, and he has failed to do so. So I would ask the Deputy Attorney General if he can make sure that the nominee finds a time to come before this body and give us a reason why we should vote for him.
Deputy Attorney General.
Okay. Mr. BTZ, I have a question for you, Mr. And any senator can answer this. For the recent magistrate nominations, did we convene them before the Senate for questioning?
Order. Can I say to the Deputy Attorney General, it's not questions to the Senate from the Deputy Attorney General, it's questions to the Deputy Attorney General. I'll allow it this one, but he shouldn't ask anymore. Simply BTZ.
My apologies, sir.
You are correct. We did not make some of them come before us because we personally, or at least the ones voting for them personally, knew and could attest to their experience because we saw it firsthand. Many of us right now are unable to vote on this guy because we have not seen his experience firsthand, so we can't know if he's going to be a good candidate. So we want to get his statements, which he's ignoring us to come and give. So it's making it kind of hard to vote on him.
Deputy Attorney General.
Well, Mr. BTZ, I would like to remind you of what you just said. You've had people personally attest to their experience within closed chambers. As for Mr. Sinksy, I am honorably doing the same thing. I'm an honorable member of this community. I have resourceful input. I'm the Deputy Attorney General. I came before this Senate to testify to my experience. I am here testifying to Mr. Sinksy's experience. Okay. Furthermore, it basically refutes the entire claim. How we do not know his experience. I am here testifying for it. And furthermore, the magistrates did not come before the Senate to question their experience. All I'm doing is just informing the Senate of his experience, and I would hope you'd see that it both ways, not just having the Department of Justice's candidates come before the Senate, but not the magistrates for this court that we are operating under. Thank you. If anybody has
Order. Can I say to the Deputy Attorney General, it is entirely proper for the Senate to seek additional information before voting, and I would hope that members of the Department of Justice as well as the public would benefit from senators taking their time to make decisions rather than simply voting without knowing the information. And I would hope that the Deputy Attorney General as well as the Attorney General himself would give assent to that proposition. I look for other members to ask questions. United.
Mr. Deputy Attorney General, so using your logic, and then adding to mine as well, let's say that Mater from Carr is getting appointed to a position, and we're able to DM with him and talk to him about his experience, and then Sally runs or gets appointed to something else, and but they won't respond to our DMs or try to make any effort to communicate with us. Why should we vote for Sally over Mater? Sorry.
Deputy Attorney General.
I would like this senator from whatever district he's from to rephrase his question. I didn't completely understand the.
He's not required to.
Well, I just didn't
United.
understand the question.
Okay, so the other people that were appointed recently, we were able to communicate with them even if they were in DMs, and we knew the other people as well. So since we were able to communicate with them, we voted in the affirmative for them. But since we can't even get a DM back from this person that you say is active, why should we be able to vote him in when we can't even communicate with him?
The Deputy Attorney General.
Mr. Singsi has been going through some personal issues with outside this community. I was notified a week or two ago. However, I believe he's still dealing with those. But that does not. I refute the claim of the senator's six day where he corrected himself 6 days from a message. However, I've been in communication personally within the internal Department of Justice servers, and I'm here testifying to his experience before this Senate. And I believe that my word before this Senate is more than of a regular civilian. So take it how it is. Vote however way you want on the nomination. But this is a honorable candidate. He has experience in leadership, especially in the Department of Justice. And if we were to deny him of an opportunity to serve both the the Supreme Court and the District Court as the Solicitor General, we would be denying a greater candidate than what has come before the Senate for this position specifically.
Simply BTZ.
I would just like to note that because actors responded once, I gave him the benefit of the doubt on his second message, and I decided to table his nomination again. This one, I kind of intend to vote no at this point because even if he's facing troubles, which I sympathize with, and I hope that he resolves and is all right with, I think it's not that hard to just respond, no, I can't right now. Can we do it at a different time? Or tell me a time that he's available. Instead, he ignored me twice. I don't think it's acceptable, and for that reason, I'm probably voting no.
Can I say to the Honorable Gentleman, was that a question for the Deputy Attorney General? Did he have a question there or no?
Oh, no.
Okay. Any further questions to the Deputy Attorney General? Hearing none, Mr. Zelaz, thank you. You're dismissed.
Thank you, everybody.
The question is nomination 7. The floor remains open for debate if anyone has it. Mr. Simply.
I move that we vote on nomination 7.
Is there a second? A second not being heard. The nomination or the motion fails. Mr. Simply. Excuse me.
I would invite my honorable colleagues to give their, I guess, opinions on this ignorance of and failure to show up and come before us to give his testimony, or not testimony, I guess just his statement and take questions from us on why he should be
Thank you.
put into the position. So if any of the any of my colleagues have anything to say, I'd love to hear it.
Sorry, I second the earlier motion. My mic was up.
That
It was not
that
on.
won't work. We'll
I'm
have
so
to have
sorry.
a new one. Mr. United.
God damn it.
I just want to say to my colleagues that if he's having issues in her life, and if it's only really been a week, I'm personally fine with tabling this and waiting until to see if he can sort out whatever issues he's having, because as we all know, real life comes first, and another week won't really hurt anything. I don't believe, because we can't really do anything until the inaugural laws are posted anyway. So, thank you.
Thank you. Simply.
I'd just like to respond to the honorable gentleman's statement and say that the courts, although the laws are not passed or brought to light yet, the courts are open now. So I think it's beneficial that we get someone into the Solicitor General's office, or someone else into the Solicitor General's office that can assist with the caseload, because there seems to be a decent influx of cases in the courts right now. Pretend I sat down.
Well, the honorable gentleman laid down.
Good shit, Josh.
Nice work.
Um,
By the way,
Mr.
can I just say
President.
two things? I'm grateful to our law enforcement partners for their work in taking care of, or in protecting the session tonight. And can I also thank honorable colleagues for their excellent contributions to debate tonight. I'm very happy about it, and I'm very grateful for their intent to speak in an orderly way. Everybody is working really hard on that, and I know that you guys are not. I'm not expecting perfection, but you guys are doing a pretty good job, and I wanted to just say to my honorable colleagues that you guys are doing great. Thank you.
Mr.
Mr.
President,
Dentix.
I understand that we tabled nomination 3, but I would like to bring it back to the floor to be voted on.
Is there a second?
Second.
Order. Can I just say to the honorable gentleman, the member from Milton East, the question is nomination 7, and it will continue
I
to be.
object.
Very well. I'll call the roll on that, but let me just respond if that's all right.
Yeah, that's fine.
Can I say to the honorable gentleman, member from Milton East, we can have this motion, and I'm happy to go through to call the roll and pass this, but the question will remain nomination 7 unless there is a motion
I understand.
to move on. Is that fine? Okay, very well. Order. The question is that we shall take nomination 3 from the table. I will call the roll on the question. Mr. Dentix.
Aye.
Mr. Poseidon.
Aye. Oh, that guy's back. That's annoying. Aye. I think my mic was cutting out.
Yep, I got it. Mr. United.
Aye?
Is that a question mark? Do you know what we're voting on?
Yes, aye?
Mr. Simply.
Nay.
Order. The ayes are 3, the nays are 1, the abstains are 0. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. Nomination 3 is ordered to be taken from the table and placed back on the docket. Order. The question is nomination 7, Sinksy to be the Solicitor General.
Mr. President, I motion to table this.
Second.
Order. Can I say to the honorable gentleman from Milton East, he needs to wait to be recognized before he makes his speech, because the member for Palmer North stood before him, and would have been recognized first. And I think that it's only fair to members to make sure that is the case. Is there a second to the motion?
A second.
Very well. Order. The question is that we shall table nomination 7. Actually, well, let's just do it this way. If somebody objects, somebody objects. As many as are of that opinion say aye.
Aye.
The contrary, no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. Nomination 7 is ordered to be placed upon the table.
Mr. President,
Mr. Dentix.
I motion to bring nomination 3 to the floor for a vote.
Is there a second?
I object.
Don't object. A second. So how this would work? Can I say to the honorable gentleman, if there is no second, he doesn't need to object because the motion fails.
Second.
Second
then
is
I
heard,
object.
and the honorable gentleman objected, and that is fine. That means I'll call the roll on the question. That doesn't mean we're not going to have the vote. Just so the honorable gentleman's aware. I'm sorry. The question is that we shall bring nomination 3 to the floor for consideration. I will call the roll on the question. Mr. Dentix.
Aye.
Mr. Poseidon.
Aye.
Mr. United.
Aye.
Mr. Simply.
Aye.
Order, the ayes are 4, the nays are 0, the abstains are 0. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. Order. The question is nomination 3, actors to be a magistrate judge of the Superior Court. Mr. Simply.
I move that we vote.
Is there a second?
Second.
I second.
Thank you. The question is nomination 3, actors to be a magistrate judge of the Superior Court. I will call the roll on the question. Mr. Dentix.
Nay.
Mr. Poseidon.
Nay.
Mr. United.
Nay.
Mr. Simply.
Nay.
Order. The ayes are 0. The nays are 4. The abstains are 0. I think the nays have it. The nays have it. Order. We are still in executive business. However, there are... Nobody's standing up. Identics.
Mr. President, I would like to motion to adjourn.
Is there a second? Without a second, the motion fails.
You just that. You just that.
Asshole, United.
If members wish, we can go to closing business and do special order speeches.
Uh-oh.
I would,
Have to get shot.
Mr. President, I would like to motion to move to closing order.
I
Closing
second.
hour.
Is there a sec? There is a second heard. Order without objection. We'll move to closing business. And special order speeches. Members can rise to make speeches on whatever they wish. It doesn't have to be tied to a topic. Mr. United.
Mr. President, I just want to clarify earlier that Mater from Cars and Sally from Cars are not up for any nominations at this point. I just wanted to clarify that.
We're grateful to the honorable gentleman for his clarification. Mr.
Mr. President, I have a speech on behalf of the Make-A-Wish child who is in the chambers today. Him right here. This is the Make-A-Wish kid, just so you guys know. Permission.
Can I ask
Mr. President, do I have
can I
permission
ask
to
the
use
state
voice?
order? Can I ask the state trooper in question and not sit in a seat that's reserved for a senator? I'm happy to have him in the thank you, Mr. Dentix.
Mr. President, may I have do I have permission to speak in the voice?
No.
Point of
That
order,
is
Mr. President.
I'm
I
not taking that.
I believe that
No.
this
Resume your seat. I didn't call you. I'm not taking that point of order. I know what you're going to say, and I'm not accepting that. Thank you very much. I didn't say, Mr. Dentix, that you had to sit down. I'm just not accepting you talking in a stupid
No,
voice when you
I
giving your
said
statement.
I know, but I said I yield because I can't use the
Oh.
city voice.
Okay, Mr. United.
So I'm yielding.
Mr. President, I believe that no matter anybody's voice, they should be able to speak any way they want, no matter what they sound like. And I think going forward, we should realize that before we make sure that people don't talk the way they're supposed to talk. Thank you.
Mr.
Mr.
Dentix.
President, I agree with the senator from Milton West. It is this is discriminatory practice against a member of the Senate. He should senators should be able to speak however they wish, as long as they are not using inflammatory language. I yield.
Mr. Simply.
I would also like to speak in favor of the senator, the honorable gentleman, from wherever he is. I just think,
Milton East.
that the voice is not inconstructive, it's not offensive, and it doesn't affect the timeliness of his of whatever he has to say, and I think it really helps put into context the message from the Make-A-Wish kid. So for that reason, I think we should hear what he has to say on behalf of the Make-A-Wish kid.
Order. Can I say to the honorable gentleman, the member for Palmer North, that I'm not stymieing the speech. I would be happy to hear whatever the honorable gentleman wishes to say. However, from the perspective of the chair, it would not be within the rules of order for me to allow disorderly or disruptive conduct, and to have an honorable member speaking in the chamber in a annoying and high-pitched voice for extended periods of time during the session. It is especially with respect to matters of important issue that I agree with the honorable gentleman, are important and that we should hear. I know that the honorable gentleman isn't seeking to challenge a ruling of the chair, but I have to say to him with all courtesy that if he were in my position, or had he been required to listen to the honorable gentleman, the member from Milton East, speaking in such a voice for an extended length of time, I think he would come to agree with the ruling of the chair.
Mr. President,
Mr. Dentix.
What if the extended period of time was a speech of no more than, I want to say, 30 seconds?
I've made my ruling. I don't want you using dumb voices.
Mr.
You're more
President.
than entitled to say whatever you want.
Discrimination. This is discrimination.
Mr. Simply.
I move to hold Joseph Gannon 0 in contempt for raiding the Senate continuously tonight.
Second.
Joseph Gannon 0.
That's interesting.
Order. I'm just going to briefly ask Simply to restate his motion, but I'll have him check the group chat.
He has LTA'd.
Dun dun dun.
I withdraw.
I guess. Yes, thank you. Order. Can I? Yes, that's fine. I'm not going to speak further on that. Mr. United.
Mr. President, back to what you just said. Do you believe that Make-A-Wish voices are dumb? That's basically what you said.
Yeah, and annoying.
Order. Can I say to the honorable gentleman, I'm not going to get into a debate with any colleagues about this. The rules of procedure clearly afford me the ability to stop and restrict disorderly or disruptive behavior. Such voices, while they may be amusing in the short term, are very welcome after the session, or before the session, or in voice chats or group chats or hangouts or whatever you may call them later at some other time. Now, I'm happy to hear those things in the context for which they are intended. However, when we are on the floor engaging in the official proceedings of this chamber, it has been my intent as the chair to raise the level of debates and discussions in this chamber, such to the point that the Senate becomes a respected institution worthy of people giving us the respect that we are owed as a branch of government. It is therefore the judgment of the chair that the use of ridiculous voices to make statements are not a judgment upon the content of the statements themselves. I make no judgment upon the contents of the statements themselves or the importance or prudence of them. In fact, I wish to hear any statement or statement that members wish to make, as this is the time for that. What I would say very gently to the honorable gentleman, and I would say this to him with all courtesy, is that I have addressed this point already. I'm not going to address it further. Mr. Dentix.
Mr. President, I would like to give the speech now. However, I will give it the way it is intended, just not in the voice.
Mr. Dentix.
Thank you. Hello, senators. No, sorry. Hello, senators.
Point of order, Mr. President.
sit down, please.
I would no. This is important.
Order. Point
Mr.
of order, Mr.
Mr.
Mr. Dentix. Order. Mr. Dentix, resume your seat. Point of
Mr.
order, Mr.
Chen
Simply.
is making it very hard for me to focus. His pacing around the room is just honestly unbearable. It's
He's not even doing anything.
it's very hard for me to pay attention to the honorable gentleman, and I really look forward to hearing the speech. But with him pacing around the room, it's almost impossible.
I'm grateful to the honorable gentleman for his point of order. What I would say to him is that I say to Mr. Chen what I say to all law enforcement officers that have been pacing around the floor instead of taking their seat or standing guard. Please either stand guard or take a seat. I've asked many law enforcement officers, Mr. Chen is not special in this regard, that they shall not distract or stand too close or do anything that may obstruct, as Mr. Chen, a word that Mr. Chen may be well aware of, the proceedings of this house. If he could stand guard or take a seat, that would be lovely. Thank you.
Mr. President, may I resume?
Mr. Dentix.
Thank you. Hello, senators. Hello, President of the Senate. Okay. I would like to thank you for allowing the Make-A-Wish child to attend this Senate session, as he only has very few months to live. and this has been one of the greatest wishes that we collectively as a group could have made come true for this child. He's suffering from stage 5 lung cancer, which he contracted from being in a room with a lot of smoke. I don't know how that's possible. It happened. I yield.
I was about to
Let me do it in the voice.
Thank you. Other members. Mr. Cold, is it possible that you could move the camera to the back of the chamber as it was before? Thank you. Mr. United.
I have a completely separate thing, but I just want to say that I'm happy that this Make-A-Wish kid is able to sit in the back of the room, no matter how much smoke he inhaled that gave him cancer, I guess. But can I just make sure? Okay. All right, I have a different kind of speech. So I just want to say that I don't like green ties, and it's not just a random preference to me. To me, a tie is to bring an outfit together to add a sense of balance, confidence, and clarity. Green ties often do the opposite. The color can feel distracting or mismatched, especially in a formal setting where cohesion matter more than standing out. There's also something about green ties that makes me feel like it's unpredictable. Depending on the shade, they can look overly bright, dull, or even clash with the rest of the outfit. Instead of enhancing the look, they tend to complicate it. Ultimately, it comes down to personal taste. I prefer colors that feel more consistent, like black ties, white ties, or even neon pink ties. And that's why I choose to avoid green ties. Thank you, Mr. President.
Other members? Mr. Simply?
I would have to strongly agree with Mr. United, but I'm sorry, the honorable gentleman, but he forgot tan ties, which also, in my opinion, look very, very sharp.
Here, here.
Here, here, here. Other members?
Mr. President.
Genetics.
A red suit is simply stronger than a green tie because it makes a statement the second you walk into a room. It shows confidence, presence, and personality without needing any explanation. A green tie, on the other hand, is just an accessory. It can add a little color, but it does not control the room the way a red suit does. Red has always been associated with power, energy, and boldness. When someone wears a red suit, they are not blending in. They are choosing to be remembered. A green tie can look nice, but it depends on the rest of the outfit to matter. The red suit is the outfit. A red suit also feels more intentional. It takes confidence to wear it well, and that confidence is exactly what gives it the edge. While a green tie might suggest a touch of style, a red suit shows command, ambition, and individuality. At the end of the day, the difference is simple. A green tie is decoration, a red suit is a declaration. I yield.
Mr. United.
Mr. President, a one sec. Just want to see what happens here. Arthur. All right. Completely different topic, Mr. President.
Mr. Chen didn't just try to raid the chamber, did he?
No. He was trying to kill him.
Okay, good.
But then somehow died instantly. I don't know.
I'm just making
It didn't
sure.
make sense.
I'm sorry, Mr. United.
Okay, completely different topic, Mr. President. I don't like when a beard doesn't connect to the hair on someone's head. It just looks a bit off to me. When the beard and hair join, it feels smooth and complete. And when they don't, it kind of looks like two separate parts that do not match. It's not that a beard is bad on its own, it just doesn't flow with the rest. My eyes notice the gap, and it feels unbalanced. In the end, it's just my opinion. I like styles that look simple and put together, and a beard that connects to the hair, or does not connect to the hair, and a beard that connects to the hair does that better for me. Thank you, Mr. President.
Mr. President,
Identics.
a beard should look intentional. When it doesn't connect to the hair, it often looks incomplete, like something is missing. Instead of coming across as sharp or well kept, it can feel imbalanced and a little off. A connected look creates flow. It frames the face in a way that feels natural and put together. When there is a gap between the beard and the hair, that flow is broken. It draws attention, but not in a good way. It makes the style look less deliberate and more like it stopped halfway. This is not about having a full, thick beard or perfect hair. It's about cohesion. Even a simple, shorter style can look clean if everything works together. When the beard connects or is shaped in a way that makes sense with the haircut, the entire look improves. At the end of the day, it's about the small details. Small things change how everything comes across. A beard that connects or a style to look like it belongs will always look more complete than one that doesn't. I yield.
Simply.
I move that Mr. Chen be removed. Oh, just kidding. I withdraw.
How are you gonna remove him? All right.
Mr. United.
Completely different topic this time, Mr. President. I don't like when someone's face looks like they're winking all the time. It can feel a bit, it can feel a bit strange and hard to read. A wink usually means nothing, like a joke or a signal. But when it is always there, it gets confusing. It makes it feel like they're trying to say something when they're not. That can be distracting, and it takes away from the normal eye contact. It's just my opinion, but I prefer expressions that are clear and easy to read. When both eyes look the same, it feels more natural and easier to connect with. Mr. President, back to you.
Mr. President,
Mr. Identics.
a face that is always winking comes across as unprofessional because it sends the wrong message in serious settings. Communication is not just about words. It is also about how you present yourself. When someone is constantly winking, it can make others question whether they are being taken seriously. Professional environments rely on clarity and trust. A wink can suggest sarcasm, joking, or even insincerity. When it happens
Order.
repeatedly,
No.
it distracts
You don't
from
get
what
to
is
say that.
going-
Order, resume your seat. You don't get to accuse me of lying on the floor. The honorable gentleman withdraw that immediately. Mr. Identics.
A point of order, Mr. President.
I withdraw the insincerity statement. However, I would like to continue on with my speech.
Point of order, Mr. Simply BTZ.
I'm confused on where where the honorable gentleman directed it towards you. I think
I appreciate. Resume your seat. I'm grateful to the honorable gentleman for his point of order. It remains entirely bogus because it's quite clear where he did, and I'm not going to repeat what he said. Mr. Identics.
Thank you. When it happens repeatedly, it distracts from what is actually being said. Instead of focusing on the message, people start focusing on the behavior. There is also an issue of consistency. A professional presence should be steady and predictable. When facial expressions are exaggerated or unusual, it can make interactions feel awkward or uncomfortable. It becomes harder for others to read intent, which is the opposite of what you want in a professional setting. At the end of the day, professionalism is about control and awareness. Small habits can change how others perceive you. A neutral, attentive expression builds confidence and respect. Constant winking does the opposite. It takes away it takes attention away from your work and puts it on something that should not matter at all. I yield.
United.
Uh, Never mind. I got nothing else.
Okay. Oh, United.
Sorry, my apologies, Mr. President. One last thing. Um, I don't really like character designs where there are no ears. Ears help make a face look complete and balanced. Without them, something feels missing, even if everything else looks normal. It can also make expressions harder to read. Small details like ears help show shape and form, and without them, the design can feel a bit off. This is just my opinion once again. I tend to like designs that feel full and natural, where all the features work together. Thank you, Mr. President.
Mr. President,
Identics.
character design works best when it feels complete and balanced. When a character has no ears, something immediately looks off. Even if you cannot explain it right away, you notice it. The face feels unfinished, like an important piece was left out. Ears play a subtle but important role in structure. They help frame the head and give it a natural shape. Without them, the silhouette becomes less defined. The character can start to look flat or unnatural, especially from the side. It breaks the sense that this is a fully realized design. There's also the issue of familiarity. People are used to seeing ears, even in stylized or animated characters. When they are missing without a clear reason, it creates confusion. Instead of focusing on the personality or expression like a wink, the viewer is stuck wondering what is wrong. This does not mean every design must be realistic. Stylization is important, but good stylization still follows a kind of internal logic. If you remove something as basic as ears, there needs to be a strong reason behind it. Otherwise, the design just feels incomplete. I yield.
United. United. Okay, this isn't the U.S. Senate. I'm not going to let you filibuster. If you don't have anything to say, you resume your seat. I assume that this order. Resume your seat. Sit down. I assume that there is some sort of group chat going on where you guys are discussing what to do next.
Absolutely not.
Can I say
It's
to the
just
honorable
off the
gentleman?
cuff. I,
No, order. Can I say to the honorable gentleman member from Milton West, this isn't the United States Senate, and I'm not going to let him filibuster. If he has something to say, he can speak. Otherwise, he's going to keep his seat. Anything else, Mr. Dentix?
Mr. President, thank you. Drinking alcohol during Senate sessions is a bad practice because it undermines the seriousness of the work being done. Legislative bodies exist to debate policy, represent constituents, and make decisions that carry real consequences. Those responsibilities require focus, discipline, and clear judgment. Alcohol does the opposite. Even small amounts can affect concentration and decision making. When lawmakers are expected to evaluate complex issues, weigh competing arguments, and vote on matters that impact the public, there is no room for impaired judgment. The appearance of impairment is just as damaging. Public trust depends on the belief that decisions are made carefully and responsibly. There is also the issue of professionalism. Senate sessions are formal proceedings, not social gatherings. Introducing alcohol into that environment blurs the line between serious governance and casual behavior. It signals a lack of respect for the institution and for the people it serves. Elected officials are held to a higher standard because their actions affect others. Maintaining a clear, sober mindset during official proceedings is not optional. It is part of the responsibility that comes with the role. I yield.
Mr. United. Order, we've been over this. Resume your seat. I'm not letting you do that. You can't stand there and say nothing. If the honorable gentleman's not going to fix his mic, he can resume his seat.
Oh, well, my mic was muted this whole time? You gotta be kidding me. I was wondering why you're yelling at me.
Yeah,
I have
Mr.
something
United.
to say. Sorry. Man, I was wondering why you're yelling at me. Man, I lost my train of thought. Mr. President, I just want to say that I appreciate you and my other colleagues for the hard work they've been doing. It's been nice to be able to come to sessions every week and have some fun with it. I just have a quick speech about our work as senators. So I have a reference. So at first, the movie Cars and senatorial work seem very different. One is about race cars and the other is about government, but they share the same simple ideas. In Cars, Lightning McQueen only cares about winning at the start. He wants the fame and to be the best. But when he stays in Radiator Springs, he learns to care about other people. He learns that helping others matters more than just winning. This is similar to what senators should do. A senator should not only care about themselves, they should listen to the people and help their community. Another idea is about towns being forgotten. In Cars, Radiator Springs was left behind when the highway changed. In Ridgeway, in Ridgeway, some towns feel the same way. Senators try to help places like that. There's also learning from others. McQueen learned from Doc Hudson, one of the greatest race car drivers ever. In government, new senators learn from the older ones. In the end, both Cars and senatorial work show the same message. It is not just about being the best, it is about helping others and doing what is right. Thank you, Mr. President.
Mr. Sipley stood first.
I would just like to say that, well, kind of adding on to what the honorable gentleman said, that the Senate's been doing great work. I'm so happy that we passed the university bill. I'm a little angry that we failed the other one, which would have been a great uh, addition to our current laws right now. But I'm also happy that the president um, wasn't interrupted today by any trolling or rage baiting, and yeah.
Mr. Identix. You're muted. Mr. Identix, you're muted.
Mr. President, sorry. Mr. President, I rise today not to oppose, not to support, but to deeply, seriously, and perhaps unnecessarily discuss a matter of great national importance to me that has gone overlooked for far too long. The undeniable yet underappreciated influence of ceiling fans on human decision making. Now I know what the fellow senators are thinking. Why ceiling fans? Why now? And to that I say, why not? Because if we are going to sit here for hours debating complex policy, surely we must first address the silent spinning presence above us all. Those blades rotating at a speed both comforting and mildly concerning set the tone for everything we do. Consider this. Has anyone ever made a bad decision under a perfectly balanced ceiling fan? I would argue no. The gentle hum, the consistent rhythm, the quiet reassurance that something in this room is at least functioning as intended. That matters. That stability matters. But then, Mr. President, we must ask ourselves, what happens when the fan wobbles? What happens when it clicks ever so slightly with
Can
each
I ask
rotation?
for the order? I'm sorry.
What is,
Mr. Nizicolt, could you help me out here, please?
is that a threat on my life?
The other Make-A-Wish kid.
Oh.
I'm grateful to Mr. Chen and the assistant sergeant at arms for their work there. Thank you. Please just get him out of the building. That's fine.
Mr. President, may I continue?
Yes, Mr. Dentix.
All right. What happens when it clicks ever so slightly with each rotation? That is when doubt enters the room. That is when confidence begins to erode. And I fear deeply that many of the decisions made in rooms with poorly installed ceiling fans may not have been the best decisions available. And while we are on the subject of overlooked influences, I would like to pivot briefly but importantly to the issue of chairs. The kind of not just any chairs, but the kind of chairs that make a noise when you shift your weight. You know those. The ones that announce your every movement like a press release. Are we truly free to deliberate when our chairs betray us? I think not.
I'm sorry.
Furthermore, I would be remiss. Furthermore, I would be remiss if I did not mention the temperature of the room. Not the official temperature, mind you, but the perceived temperature. The kind where half the room is freezing and the other half is somehow comfortable. This imbalance creates factions. Not political factions, but thermal factions. And let me tell you, Mr. President, nothing divides a room faster than a thermostat disagreement. Now I understand
Order,
those
can I look for a
who
motion
would say
to...
get to the point.
I'm sorry. I apologize for interrupting. Is there any chance we can get a motion for the particular thing that we tend to do? Mr. Simply?
I move to hold Joshua, Josh in contempt.
I second.
Order, can I ask the... Mr. Simply, if you could check the chat, please.
What'd you say?
Mr. Simply,
I
please restate that motion if you wouldn't mind, please.
I move to hold Joshua, Josh in contempt.
For...
being a
Obstruction.
You gotta say that word. You gotta say that word.
Obstructing the Senate.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Order. The
second.
question is that Mr. Joshua Josh should be held in contempt of the Senate. I will call the roll on the question. Mr.
Aye.
Dentix. Order.
Aye.
Mr. Dentix, could you take your seat, please, while I'm standing? Thank you. Mr. Poseidon.
Aye.
Mr. Chen, the reason is for obstructing the Senate, as the law says. Mr. United.
Aye.
Mr. Simply.
Aye.
Order. The ayes are 4. The nays are 0. The abstains are 0. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. Mr. Simply.
I move to hear comments from WGT05.
Actually, before we entertain that motion, I think that we do have
Point of order, Mr.
Oh, he
I'm
commented
not
loud.
taking order. I'm not taking your point of order, Mr. Dentix. Mr. Dentix.
To finish my speech, Mr. President.
That's why I just when I say your name, Mr. Dentix. Mr. Dentix.
Okay, thank you. Now I understand there are those who would say get to the point. But the point, Mr. President, I apologize, is that everything is connected. The fan, the chair, the temperature, the faint hum of a light that may or may not be flickering. These are the true forces shaping our decisions. And while we are discussing forces, I would like to take a moment to recognize the unsung hero of this chamber, the water cup. Always there, never acknowledged. Quietly supporting our hydration, which, as we all know, is essential for clear thinking. And yet, how often do we thank the water cup? Never. Not once. So I stand here today committed to ensuring that we do not rush past these critical considerations. And why I appreciate the patience of this chamber, because as I have indicated, we have not yet even begun to address the carpeting. And I would argue that may be the most important issue of all. Carpeting, at first glance, seems simple. It sits there, it does its job. But I ask you to consider what it truly represents. Every step taken in this chamber is filtered through that carpet. Every movement, every shift, every quiet pacing, like Arthur Chen, during moments of deep thought, the carpet absorbs it all. It is the silent witness to every decision that we make. Now, what happens when the carpet is too soft? You lose your footing just slightly, not enough to fall, but to feel uncertain. And what happens when it's too firm? Every step echoes through your bones. There must be a balance. There must be a perfect middle ground. Because if we cannot walk confidently across this floor, how can we move confidently through policy? And then there are patterns.
Order. I'm sorry. That's enough. Take your seat.
I've still got like another 3 paragraphs.
I don't care. Order. Resume
Oh
your
my
seat.
God.
Mr. Simply.
Honestly, you let me go further than I thought I was going to.
I move that we hear from WGT05 and bring him before the Senate to make a statement.
About what?
About his opinions regarding the university that we just passed.
I ask the honorable gentleman to be mindful of the time of other members, and I would say that while that is a thing we already decided, so I don't know that it would be really beneficial, but that's typically the kind of thing that we would do if we hadn't decided something already. Does that make sense? Order. That's my thing to ask, and I intend to do it. I'm simply advising the honorable gentleman that to bring in outside contributors to advise on questions we've already answered is, in my view, not a good use of the Senate's time. Is there a second?
Second.
The question is that we shall hear a statement and questions for, I don't know, remember Mr. WG, I don't even know who, Mr. WGT. As many as are of that opinion say aye.
Aye.
Of the contrary, no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it.
Wait, can I come down here and talk?
Yeah.
All right.
Order. Statement, Mr. WGT, and I have to ask him to come up to the podium that's in front of me here, please.
All right. So basically, are you serious? You don't want to sit next to me? All right. So I'm in favor of the university because I'm kind of trying to like take my gender studies courses and like. Oh, okay. Yeah, and like I'm trying to like get my degree, so if we can open up the university so I can like take a gender studies course and like visit Tel Aviv, that would be awesome. You know what I mean? Also, let me hit a blinker real quick.
Questions to Mr. WGT05.
Point of order, Mr. President.
Point of order, Mr. Dentix.
This is what we interrupted my beautiful speech for this person to be hitting a blinker in the middle of the.
Order.
Wait,
can I say to the honorable gentleman? Order.
Questions.
Order. Just order. Can I say to the honorable gentleman, I don't understand what that is or what he's even talking about. It's a question period. What we now move on to is questions to Mr. WGT. Does the honorable gentleman have one?
I do not.
Mr. United.
Mr. WGT05, what kind of gender classes are you interested in, and what kind of experience do you have with gender? Thank you.
Yeah, so like I'm interested in like studying like bisexual people and why they're like so like weird and stuff.
Maybe we cut this short.
Okay, we're done.
Also, like, what's the deal with
thank
gay
you. You are
people?
dismissed.
Mr. President, I have one more question.
I don't care. Your question's not relevant. Resume your seat. Mr.
If I
WGT,
paint my
thank
nails,
you
does that make me
for
gay?
visiting us tonight. Have a great day. I'll hear a motion to adjourn.
Mr. President.
Mr. Dentix.
I would like to continue my speech where I left off.
No. Have a seat.
This is
Okay, order.
injustice.
Order. It is an
Order.
abuse of the. It is an abuse of the Senate's time to use special order speeches to say stuff that we already decided as a Senate. It's a waste of our time to do that. The second thing is dumping questions into AI and then making inordinately long speeches about them where you're simply reading off of ChatGPT or whatever you used to make your point for you is additionally a waste of the Senate's time. Now, I'm happy to hear debate about a particular question if indeed the governor vetoes the bill, Mr. Simply. If indeed the governor vetoes the bill, it will come back to this chamber and we will have another opportunity to discuss and debate it a second time and to hear other things. But the Senate decided this question already. There's no point in hearing further debate about it, and it's the opinion of the chair that I'm not going to allow indefinite debate off of a subject that we already decided on. Mr. Simply BTZ.
I withdraw.
Thank you. If it's not generated by AI, you're not going to do it for a half an hour? Sure. If it's relevant, absolutely. I reserve the right to call the honorable gentleman out of order if he's not going to respect the practices and rules of this house. Mr. United.
Mr. President.
Resume your seat, Mr. Dentix. I didn't call you.
Mr. President, just to let you know, it was created by AI, but I tailored it to match the needs of the Senate floor. Is that fine, Mr. President? It won't take that long. It's not that many words. Okay, cool. Your silence is good. It's gonna sound stupid at first, but just sit with it and listen to it, okay? Because I think you guys really enjoy this one. If you really sit down and think about it, not normal thinking, but the kind where you stare at the ceiling for way too long and start connecting things that absolutely should not be connected, you begin to realize that the Senate is not just a place. It's not just a group of people making decisions. It's more of like a giant, an ongoing experiment where nobody remembers what their original question was. Now imagine that experiment is happening in Ridgeway State. Ridgeway is not like other states. In most places, things follow logic. In Ridgeway, logic shows up late, forgets why it came, and leaves halfway through the meeting. Roads sometimes go where they're supposed to, but occasionally they just curve for no clear reason, like they had thought and changed their mind. People in Ridgeway don't ask why as much as they ask why not, which is how half of the policies probably started. At the center of this is the Senate. Picture a normal Senate chamber. Now remove the word normal. Replace it with something like slightly unorganized but somehow confident. One senator is reading a document upside down but refuses to admit it. Another has 3 pens and is clicking them all at the same time. A third is staring. No, just stick with me, Mr. President. You'll just stick with me. A third is staring into the distance like they just remember something important, but they definitely did not. And then, without warning, someone brings up infrastructure. This is where things begin. Infrastructure, one senator says, standing up like they unlocked a major idea. It's important. Everyone agrees, strong start. What is infrastructure? Another senator asks. Silence fills a room. Not awkward silence, thoughtful silence. The kind of silence where everyone is hoping someone else answers first. Finally, someone says, it's stuff. Everyone nods. This is accepted. And that is how a 2-hour discussion begins. Meanwhile, outside the Senate building,
Order. I'm going to briefly interrupt the honorable gentleman to say that quorum is no longer required. Mr. Poseidon, I know you need to go. Anyone that needs to go can go. There's no reason to have quorum, especially if we're going to give 45-minute-long AI speeches. Mr. United.
I had 10 minutes left. I was fine to listen.
Okay. Just stick with me. It's really good. Let me just back up a little bit. What is infrastructure? Oh wait, I already said that. It's stuff. Everyone nods. This is accepted. And that is how a 2-hour discussion begins. Meanwhile, outside the Senate building, Ridgeway continues being Ridgeway. Traffic lights are blinking, not because they're broken, but because they're thinking about it. What?
Point of order, Mr. President.
What?
Point of order, Mr. Dentix.
I would like to point out that I am much better at giving these AI speeches than my counterpart from Milton West. He stumbles too much, and I agree, and I believe that we should allow me to finish his speech for him.
No.
Order. Can I say to the honorable gentleman, the member for Milton East, that I'm grateful for his point of order, but it really is not a matter for the chair to decide at this stage. I really don't. As I said before, what you guys are doing, what my honorable colleagues are doing, is kind of an abuse of the special order speeches. I put this in the rules because I wanted to give honorable members a chance to raise points. And can I, Mr. Smashcans, please? Do I have to say the word obstructing? I hope I don't. Can I say to it's meant to give you a chance to raise. I'm responding to the honorable gentleman, the member from Milton East. Mr. Simply, take your seat. It's meant to give people the chance to raise a point now that they may not have always had a chance to do later, and to give speeches about important matters to them that are useful for the group or the public to hear that they may not have necessarily had the chance to do earlier when we were considering a particular point. It's a waste of the Senate's time as well as the public's time to continually hear constant speeches that have no relevance to Ridgeway at all, Mr. United.
Mr. President, I believe my speech has really good relevance. Never mind. Okay, can I just finish it? It's almost done, I think.
The
Well, not
honorable
really.
gentleman should stop asking me rhetorical questions. When I call him, he should talk.
Sorry. Where was I? A bus arrives exactly on time, which immediately causes concern because that has never happened before. Now, during all of this, there's one figure who exists above the confusion: Matrix, the greatest governor ever. Matrix is not just a governor. Matrix is an event, a moment, a situation that unfolds with purpose. It is said that Matrix once solved a disagreement before it even happened. Two senators were about to argue, but Matrix had already resolved it 3 minutes earlier. There are stories, some confirmed, some probably exaggerated, that Matrix once reviewed an entire policy document by just glancing at it and saying, yes but no, which somehow made perfect sense to everyone. Matrix doesn't rush, Matrix doesn't need to, time adjusts, but even Matrix with all his power could not prevent the great break between Noosa and Ridgeway. Now this break is important, not because people fully understand it, but because everyone agrees it was a big deal. Some say it started with serious disagreements about policy. Others say it began because someone suggested changing the font on official documents, and then it escalated from there. Whatever the cause, the result was clear. Ridgeway became even more Ridgeway. The Senate meeting became longer, but not necessarily more productive. At some point, during every meeting, the topic would shift completely. A discussion about roads would become a discussion about whether roads feel appreciated. A debate about budgets would turn into a deep conversation about whether numbers are just suggestions. And yet, somehow, decisions still got made. Now, we cannot talk about Ridgeway without talking about the Let's See changes. More cops. Not just more cops in the normal sense, but more cops in a Ridgeway sense. You walk outside, there's a cop. You think about walking outside, there's already a cop there just in case. You look at a stop sign for too long, a cop appears and politely asks, is everything okay? There are rumors that if you whisper the word traffic 3 times, a cop appears out of nowhere. No one has tested this officially, but no one is willing to risk it. These probably are part of a system, very organized system, a system that was definitely planned, probably. And overseeing that system is RCSO leadership.
A system that was definitely planned, probably.
Now, CFL GPT is not just a leader. CFL GPT is something you can experience. When CFL GPT enters a situation, things don't become normal. They become understandable in a very specific, slightly confusing way.
Order, Mr. President.
Come on, dude. I'm almost done.
Order. Can I say to the honorable gentleman member from Milton East, raising a point of order in the middle of speaking is not orderly. Nor is it courteous.
I would like to object to.
I don't care. It does not matter. The entitled as the honorable gentleman is to his opinion. It's not courteous towards his colleagues to raise a point of order in the middle of another member's statement. Points of orders are for after statements, not before. Mr. United.
Okay. Seafood GPT is something you can experience. When Seafood GPT enters a situation, things don't become normal, but they become understandable in a very specific, slightly confusing way. Seafood GPT is part of the GPT family, and the GPT family is unique. They operate on a level that is just slightly ahead of everyone else, but also slightly to the side. They understand patterns, systems, and how to make sense of things that don't make sense. And here's the important part. The GPTs are run by you. Yes, you. Which means whether you planned it or not, you're connected to everything happening in Ridgeway. The Senate, connected. The Let's Eat changes, connected. The raccoons with clipboards, definitely connected. You are, in a way, the quiet force behind a system that somehow works despite itself. Back in the Senate, the meeting is still ongoing. A senator stands up and proposes a motion. I think, they say, we should take a break. Another senator immediately stands. I agree, but what is a break? This leads to discussion about breaks. Nothing taking breaks, just defining them. One senator suggests a break is when nothing happens. Another says a break is something when things continue but less intensely. A third senator says a break is a state of mind. This passes unanimously. The Senate takes a break. No one leaves. They just sit there differently. 5 minutes pass, or possibly an hour. Time is not clear. Then suddenly someone says, we should get back to infrastructure. And just like that, the meeting resumes. Now they are discussing roads again. Should roads be straight? One senator asks. Only physically, another replies. Emotionally, roads should be free. Everyone nods. This is written down. Somewhere, this becomes policy. Meanwhile, Matrix observes. Always observing, there is a moment where Matrix slightly nods. This is significant. No one knows exactly what it means, but it definitely means something. The Senate continues. A vending machine is discovered. Not a normal vending machine. This one contains documents instead of snacks. Each document is labeled differently. Plan A, Plan B, Backup Plan, Do Not Open. Naturally, someone opens Do Not Open. Inside is another document that says, we warned you. This is accepted. Now at this point, the raccoons return. Yes, the raccoons. They were here earlier. They never really left. They are now official advisors. One of them is wearing glasses. The other has a tie. The tie is slightly crooked, but no one mentions it. A raccoon raises its hand. I propose we simplify everything, it says. Silence. This is a bold suggestion. What does simplify mean? The senator asks. The raccoon pauses. Less stuff. Everyone nods again. This is a recurring theme. Seafood GPT appears once more. This time, things start to align. Not perfectly, not completely, but enough. Decisions begin to form. Bills are passed. Policies are created. The vending machine is still there, quietly existing. The cops are still everywhere, just in case. Matrix gives another nod. And through all of this, through the confusion, the randomness, and the absolute chaos that somehow feels organized, Ridgeway continues. The Senate continues, you continue, and somehow, against all odds, it all works. Not because it makes perfect sense, but because in Ridgeway...
I'm sorry, I apologize for interrupting that. Trooper Dank, you can't sit where senators do.
Yeah, Dank, get off.
You can't sit where senators do. Thank you. Mr. United.
Not because it makes perfect sense, but because in Ridgeway, making just enough sense is more than enough. And that is the Senate. Not just a place...
Sorry, Mr. Chen. You can't either. Mr. United.
And that is the Senate. Not just a place, not just a system, but a long, ongoing story where everything connects in a way that shouldn't make sense, but somehow does. And the longer you think about it, the more it makes sense, which is exactly why when you should probably stop thinking about it. Thank you, Mr. President.
Mr. President.
Antics.
I would like to continue my speech. I have not yet got to door hinges.
Can I say to the honorable gentleman that I overheard his comment that he made briefly that he's only doing these things to keep me from leaving.
I said United was only doing these things to keep you from leaving.
That's not what the honorable gentleman said. In fact, the chair was sitting right here when the honorable gentleman said it.
That's what I said. He's doing this.
Ordered. I will allow the honorable gentleman to finish his speech, but he has to. But he should order. The honorable gentleman should resume his seat when I'm on my feet. The honorable gentleman should be aware that he should not test my ability to sit in the chair, and I'm happy to do so the entire night, if need be. Mr. Dentix.
Thank you. Man, I left off talking about patterns, so I'll continue from there. And then there are the patterns, Mr. President. The patterns. Some carpets have lines, some have shapes, some have designs that seem to suggest movement, even when there is none. I have seen
Order. I
individuals.
apologize for interrupting the gentleman. Mr. Chen, back up. Please and thank you. I already disabled the video of the honorable gentleman. I am aware of that. I am aware of that. I don't think there's a moderation way to disable video of somebody. I was thinking there might be a way to do it, but there doesn't appear to be. I might simply have to revoke his stage moderator role if he's going to continue doing that, because I've asked him to stop before. Mr. Simply, would you mind, please? Mr. Chen, take a seat! I won't ask you again. Please don't make me use the word that we both know that we both know I'd like to use. Mr. Simply, okay, order. Mr. Dentix, can I ask you to just remember that when I stand up, you sit? And I'll call you again to resume your speech once this exchange is over. Mr. Simply, is it a point of order? What is it?
I have a motion, Mr. President.
If it's what I think it is, you better not. Mr. Simply.
Um, I move to hold Mr. Chen in contempt for his obstruction of the Senate duties. I mean, like, he came up here and was distracting me and obstructing Mr. Identic's speech, or the honorable gentleman's speech. I don't know how I can stand behind that, Mr. President.
Mr. President,
Is there a second?
I if somebody seconds, I was gonna object.
A second is not heard. Motion fails. Mr. Dentix.
Thank you. Some have designs that seem to suggest movement even when there is none. I have seen individuals stare at a patterned carpet for far too long, clearly distracted, clearly lost in a maze of design choices that were made long before any of us arrived here. And I must ask, who decides these patterns? Is there a committee? Is there a subcommittee on geometric distractions? Because if there is not, perhaps there should be. Because I'm convinced, deeply convinced, that a poorly chosen carpet pattern has delayed more progress than any procedure or motion ever could. But I will not stop there, Mr. President, because beneath the carpet lies something even more important, the floor itself. Solid, reliable, or at least we hope so. We trust it without question, and yet how often do we truly think about it? How often do we ask whether the very foundation beneath us is as steady as we assume? And that brings me naturally to the concept of foundations, not just physical foundations, but conceptual ones. The foundations of our arguments, our ideas, our debates, are they as solid as the floor we stand on? Or are they more slightly uneven, or are they more like a slightly uneven tile? Something you do not notice until you step on it at just the wrong angle. Now, Mr. President, I would like to pivot carefully and deliberately to the matter of lighting. Because lighting, as we all know, changes everything. Too bright and you feel exposed. Too dim and you feel uncertain. There is a precise level of lighting required for optimal decision making, and I am not convinced we have achieved it. Have we studied this? Have we gathered data on how brightness affects voting patterns? I do not believe we have, and that concerns me. Because if one light flickers at just the wrong moment, if one bulb hums just loudly enough to distract, who's to say what impact that might have on the course of the chamber? And while we were discussing sound, let us not ignore the echoes. Every word spoken here travels, it bounces, it returns, slightly altered, slightly delayed. It reminds us that what we say does not simply disappear, it lingers. It reshapes itself, it comes back to us. Which, Mr. President, brings me back to where I began. The unseen, the unnoticed, the things we do not the things we assume do not matter. The fan, the chair, the floor, the light, the sound. These are not small details. They are the environment in which every decision is made. And until we fully understand that environment, until we account for every wobble, every squeak, every flicker, every every flicker, I would argue that we cannot, in good conscience, rush forward. So I will continue to stand here, Mr. President, prepared to explore these matters in the depth they deserve, because I have not yet even addressed the door hinges. Because, yes, the door hinges must be addressed. Door hinges, at their core, are the guardians of transition. They determine how we enter, how we exit, and perhaps most importantly, how dramatically we do enter. A well oiled hinge allows for quiet, dignified movement. It respects the gravity of this chamber, but a squeaky hinge, Mr. President, a squeaky hinge. Yes, I will yield to a question.
Mr. Knott's feelings.
Thank you, Mr. President. And my question is whether the Senate would like to adjourn, and I move such question and ask that the chair hold a vote.
Thank you. Is there a second? Without a second, the motion fails. Mr. Dentix.
Thank you. All right, where did I leave off? Where did I leave off? All right. Yes, dignified movement. It respects the gravity of this chamber, but a squeaky hinge, Mr. President, a squeaky hinge announces itself with a confidence quite frankly, some of us could only hope to achieve. Now consider the implications. A loud hinge does not just open a door; it interrupts thought. It inserts itself into debate. It says, "Pay attention, something is happening," even when nothing of importance is actually happens. You hear that? You hear how loud those doors are? That is precisely my point. Anyways, and I ask you, how many critical moments have been derailed by hinge that simply refuse to remain silent? And then there is the resistance. Some doors glide effortlessly, while others require a firm push, sometimes even a second attempt. That hesitation, that brief pause before entry, can change everything. Timing matters. Sorry, timing matters in this chamber. Sorry, I got distracted for a second. Timing matters in this chamber. Arriving a second too late or entering with too much force can alter the perception of intent. And behind it all, Mr. President, is the hinge quietly dictating the terms. But let us not overlook the maintenance of these hinges. When was the last time we as a body took a moment to ask, are the hinges functioning as they should? Are they aligned? Are they supported? Or are we simply trusting what they will hold that they will hold session after session without question? Because I would argue that a neglected hinge is a warning sign. It is a signal that small details are being ignored, and as I have made clear, small details are never just small details. They are the difference between order and distraction, between focus and chaos. And so, Mr. President, I stand here today not to just speak on hinges, but to defend them, to ensure that they are given the attention, the care, and yes, the respect they deserve. Because if we cannot ensure that our doors open and close as they should, then I must ask how we can expect anything else in this chamber to function properly. And with that, Mr. President, I am prepared to continue because we have not yet discussed the doorknobs. However, I will allow, I will yield to Senator United for his question or his
United
statement.
GPT.
Had a letter submitted from someone in my region that they wanted me to read. I think it matches the tone that we currently have on the floor. So let me pull it up real quick and I'll start reading it. Holy crap. Okay. Okay. Gather around, citizens of Ridgeway. Pull up a chair. Pour yourself a coffee, maybe two. I'll still be here. For I have come today to speak at length, at depth, and at breadth about a man who hands down sentences and fender dents. His name is Chen, Chief Judge of all the District Court, a man of measured wisdom, gravitas, and a short report.
Oh, order. Mr. Resume your seat, please.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. That was my first thing I was going to ask Mr. Niscolt to take care of that, please. Thank you. Order. Can I say to the honorable gentleman, the member from Milton West, that he shouldn't begin an entirely new speech when intervening upon the honorable gentleman member from Milton East. It should actually be a question, or further to the point that the member or the honorable gentleman is making. He shouldn't. He's welcome to wait for the conclusion of the honorable gentleman's speech and then proceed to another one. That's perfectly fine. But it's not in order for him to move on to an entirely different topic when he was yielded to for an intervention or a question. I
Yeah,
hope
thought
that
it
the
was.
honorable member's question is coming to a close. Mr. United.
I thought it was a question.
Oh no, sorry, my apologies.
Doesn't matter. I didn't.
But Mr. President, I just had a quick question for my colleague about doorknobs. Actually, never mind. I yield. Just finish, please.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Dentix.
Mr. President, I appreciate the Chamber's continued patience because now we arrive at the doorknobs. Get ready. And I would argue that we have reached a level of importance that cannot be outstated. Doorknobs, unlike hinges, are not passive. They demand an
Order. A quorum is present, Mr. Dentix.
Thank you. They require commitment. You cannot casually engage with a doorknob. You must grasp it. You have to turn it and to trust that it will respond as expected. That, Mr. President, is a relationship. A small one, yes, but a relationship nonetheless. Now consider the variety: round knobs, lever handles, and the occasional overly complicated mechanism that require both strength and strategy. Each sends a message. A round knob says, take time. A lever says, efficiency matters. And a complicated one, Mr. President, says, you will figure this out eventually, but not without doubt. And what of the grip? Too smooth and your hand slips at the worst possible moment. Too textured, and it feels like you are negotiating with sandpaper. There must be balance, because a poor grip creates hesitation, and hesitation, as we all know, is the enemy of confident entry. But I must raise a deeper concern: alignment. Have you ever approached the door, turned the knob, and felt that slight resistance? That moment where you question whether you are doing it correctly, that is not user error, Mr. President. That is failure of alignment. And when alignment fails at the level of a doorknob, I worry about alignment at every level above it. And let us not ignore temperature. A doorknob can be cold, shockingly cold. If you pull out of your thoughts and remind you very, it can pull you out of your thoughts and remind you very abruptly that the world is not always comfortable. Or it can be warm, suspiciously warm, leaving you to wonder how many hands have come before you, each one contributing to that shared lingering heat. Which brings me naturally to the question of responsibility. Who maintains the doorknobs? Who ensures they turn smoothly, latch properly, and they do not betray us at critical moments? Because a failed doorknob is more than an inconvenience. It is a barrier. It is a delay. It is, in some cases, an existential challenge. Mr. President, I say this not lightly. The doorknob is the final checkpoint before action. The hinge may guide the motion, but the doorknob decides whether the motion happens at all. And until we say with confidence that every doorknob in this chamber is functioning exactly as it should, I believe we still have work to do. That is the end of my speech. I yield.
Leader of the Senate.
To adjourn.
A second.
Is there a second? Second is heard. Order. The question is that this House is now adjourned. As many as are of that opinion say aye.
Aye.
The contrary, no.
No.
Nah.
We'll call the roll on the question. Mr. Dentix.
Nay.
Mr. Knott's Feelings.
Aye.
Mr. United.
Nah.
Mr. Simply BTZ.
Aye.
There's a president here, Mr. President.
I'm grateful
There
to...
isn't. It's not the one you're thinking of.
Order.
I know.
The other one.
I know.
I'm grateful to the Leader of the Senate as well as the honorable gentleman, the member for Palmer North, for their attempt to bring the proceedings to a close. I'm very, very happy with they care for my well-being as well as the business of the Senate being in a situation where we are respected and understood that we consider serious matters and that we are a legitimate branch of government. We no longer engage in the shenanigans that brought us ridicule in OG Ridgeway in the past as well as in Richmond. I'm grateful for their assent to that proposition.
Mr. President, I think the word is chicanery.
Order. It's extremely unparliamentary for Mr. Dentix to speak from a sedentary position, especially when I have not even finished pronouncing on this vote. The honorable gentleman should know where he sits in this chamber.
To the right.
Lastly, I would say that while I do appreciate their effort, I am not opposed to sitting longer if need be, and I would excuse both members if they wish to go. At this, I know that we will adjourn at some point when I leave the game, because I want to go to bed. I know that, and the two colleagues that persist in raising the points that they do will not have further opportunities to do so when there literally is no chair to do it. I would ask, lastly, Mr. Dentix and Mr. United to have some courtesy and respect for people that watch our proceedings as well as for myself. I will give those colleagues opportunities to finish their statements, and for that reason, I cast my vote with the nose.
Go. Point of order, Mr. President.
Wow.
Point of order, Mr. Dentix.
I would like to compliment Roblox Rules and Ali Caretti for their wonderful synchronicity in their dancing on the barriers. Look at that. Look at that. All right, Mr. President, I motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
I second.
Second is heard. Order. The question is that this House to now adjourn. As many as are of that opinion say aye.
Aye.
The contrary, no.
Nay.
I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. Order. The Senate stands adjourned until our